Talking about self-care that sustains leadership. And we often think of leadership as directing people or being of service to others. But sometimes it comes at a cost. And sometimes we can neglect ourselves. And I guess you can't show up with an empty cup. And I've lived that. If leaders are often the worst at looking after themselves, what small, real-world habits actually work? The ones that actually help us to show up better, not broken, for the people we serve and the key relationships at home.
That's a lot. I don't think that was in the briefing either. So, resilience for me at the moment is watching the school bus go past the front of our property whilst the 5-year-old's on the floor, refusing to put his shoes on, and the 9-year-old's just got in the car without his lunchbox. I think that's kind of resilience for me. But I guess personally, the foundation for any resilience that is able to be exhibited in my life is a morning routine, and it's probably off track as much as it's on track. But there's a foundation of out of bed at 5:30, get a pretty good idea of what the day is going to be like based on how many snooze buttons there are. Up for a bit of movement, so no dance, but a walk or quickly into the gym. Hydration, so some of those basic things. And I guess my realization as a father who's trying to be very present and involved with the kids is the time just doesn't exist during the day or once they're up and at it. So it's kind of got to be in the morning. So that would be my, perhaps nothing like the question you asked me, but that would be.
That's good. So it's a follow-up question. If a leader's already depleted, what's the 1% change they can start tomorrow? You could suggest.
I think it's connection. I think I know for myself, when things get hard, I tend to retreat. So I'll kind of go inwards and try and solve all the problems of the world in my head. Often I'm better to talk to. Got a couple of wonderful business partners, some of whom you know. That connection that moves things through from my perspective. So that would be that's my response there.
Now head over to Kellie. And we've had this conversation, this thing about authenticity. And so my question for you is, you've often spoken about the importance of leading through resilience in your work and drawing your own lived experience and how moments of change have shaped the way you showed up as an authentic leader. And so the question is, how do you ensure that authenticity creates trust with the people you're leading through transformation?
Yeah, I've been banging on about this for quite some time with Francis. I think we recreated this question about 18 times to come here today because I was going down a path and then I changed it to talk about authenticity because it's something that I'm living and breathing right now. And I think it's because the space that I work in, so transformation, change, it's all about people. It's about people impact. And I think we tend to get into the daily grind, whether it be as parents or as leaders in organisation, as business people, as mostly probably what Ben says, starting the day off in routine, and we lose that authenticity around how we engage with people. I kind of feel that sometimes I lose that even with my own son. So it's almost like everything is routine. It's by strict structure. So I've been talking about this a lot. I work in change. I work in transformation. I work in a space of making people feel comfortable about a journey that they're on, whether that be personally. I somehow get random people talking to me in the street because I think I just have this face of just, I'm open for speaking to everybody and everyone. But authenticity is just, I think it comes with a bit of, there's vulnerability there, right, too. So I'm feeling this so much at the moment as a new business owner. I have had a steady career and income for a very long time. And I decided this year that I would be my authentic self, and all the resilience and everything that's shaped me along the way that I've earned and that I now wear as a badge of honor has led me to this point of starting my own business. Without real commercial acumen. I spoke to Miranda about being, going down a path of accountancy, and I'm like, I'm not an accountant. I talk too much. I can't run my own finances. And yeah, I'm all about lived experience and with the people, dealing with people. So I was a public servant for a very long time in federal. And we have a lot of HR policies and programs that sit there and support people, employees, and when things change and transformation. But it never actually resonated with myself and a lot of my colleagues. It was always a bit of a tick and a flick. So the challenge that I'm facing around being authentic to myself, my belief, my career, is now balancing that with a service offer that's probably a little bit outside the norm. It's a little bit different because it actually does talk about heart and people at the core. And we talk about feelings, we talk about emotion. There's a bit of a vulnerability there, but there's no judgment. And I think I'm trying to move us away from a bit of being corporately robotic to actually show emotion and feeling, because I feel like that is absolutely the environment for which we all work now and operate, with a bunch of impacts, mostly from the pandemic, that sort of led us here. We are super resilient as humans as well, right? Like, we went through a pandemic. And I do want to point out that today is Are You OK Day? And that is a thing for me where a couple of years ago, and I remember this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Are You OK Day today, because we had to make cupcakes for the school. Just another thing that I had to do. No, I'm joking. I don't have to do that much. I only have one child. I don't have three. And a couple of years ago, I was my authentic self, and I put out on social media that I wasn't okay. And I wasn't okay on Are You OK Day. And this is not what this gathering is about, but it talks about resilience and authenticity and vulnerability, just in general. And no one responded to me. And I was like, isn't that bizarre? Like, if anyone here, friends, people that I've known for a long time, was to put something out on social media, I would be at your front door. Like, I would be checking on you. But I feel like we've kind of shifted from this. We're so structured. We are so moving down a path of each gate. We open a gate, we move into the next section, into the next thing, rather than actually stopping and reflecting and going, no, that's what matters mostly, is that how people are coping. Do they need support? I feel like I'm getting wrapped up, and it's not by I think it's not by default. No, so I have gone off track, but I just wanted to say that's kind of where I'm at. Authenticity. I have a bunch of beliefs and a bunch of values. Sticking true to that is what has led me here today. And although it's quite challenging at the moment because it's a whole new foreign path that I'm weaving here, but it's me and it's what I believe in, and it's all of those challenges and those circumstances that have got me here today to be able to have this opportunity to be here and meet amazing people like yourself. Thank you.
We have a question for you, Mark. I know you're sort of buying the bits to talk about this area. The question I have here revolves around AI and kindness and trust. So we hear a lot about how AI is boosting our speed and scale, but we hear less about culture. So how do leaders keep deep human qualities like kindness, curiosity, and fairness at the center so that AI amplifies trust rather than erodes it?
Mm-hmm. I met Francis only a few months ago, and it was based on a conversation about values. And then he asked me to come here. I'm a German-born engineer, right? I'm linear as you want to be, and very accurate, apparently. But at this point in my career, having seen what is happening and having recently done a chapter at one of the big four, doing an introduction of AI, it's become somewhat crystal clear. And Francis, I appreciate you having me here. The conversation doesn't start with AI. It starts with, how can we bring kindness, human-centered kindness, to the center, again, to the conversation in leadership? Because it's not about AI. AI is a supporting element to our human condition that we are struggling with every day. 5:30, I go walking, Ben. Every morning. the idea of putting kindness first, we lose that in leadership so easily when we are in our early career. I remember I ran a construction company at the age of 30 in Singapore with 300 people. And you can bark some proper orders in construction. It's really easy, right? It's not the right way. I now start every meeting with how can we help each other? How can I support you in what you're doing? I know this stuff, you know this stuff. Great. Let's see what we can do tomorrow. Instead of, is AI threatening? And when I say threatening, I walked through a floor of consultants the day they announced over email that an AI instance can do a text return in less than 3 minutes for PTY Limited company, where a bunch of graduates were wondering what their life's about to be. That's not kind at all. So I feel the addressing AI, we address it with human-centered values, kindness, curiosity. Why don't we play with it? I mean, we do, right? But those are afraid. Why don't you play with it and see how it betters your administrative office staff? You'll benefit from it enormously. Have the support there to say, well, let's see what happens with it, but center it back onto what we are, humans, not and ask AI if it's got values or whether we should be kind to it. If you watch enough movies, it keeps a list, yes, of the people that are kind. No. But it even tells us we should be kind. So to me, that has to be the essence of where we're going next in leadership, is kindness. And I don't think I need to say that any louder in this room, to be honest with you. I've just come to that point after 30 years. It took a while. And then, of course, because German engineers have a sense of humor, I had to call the consultancy I want to build nice. Right?
It's so good. Get off again for Ben and for Kellie and for Mark. If this video inspired you, hit the like button. If you want more videos like this, subscribe, and thanks for watching.